Welcome back, Tamers, to another deck profile video. In today's video, I get to show off ExMaquinamon from EX11's Dawn of Liberator. Now, the deck itself, it's a lot shorter than the other profiles I've built for obvious reasons, which you'll see in the rookies shortly. However, the deck itself has been kindly donated by one of our local players named Shane, so, you know, credit where it's due. It all goes to Shane. Thank you very much for letting me showcase this on your behalf. And as always, we'll just dive straight on in with our Digi-Eggs, which in this case is just a playset of Flickmon from EX11. It's essentially got an inherited effect of when attacking once per turn. This Digimon linked with Machinamon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Machinamon in the text from your hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 2. Essentially, you know, it's the only egg realistically for this deck right now, but allowing you to warp up the levels is actually very handy. And moving on to our rookies then, so it's 14 copies of Machinamon from EX11. It's essentially the searcher for the deck. You reveal the top 3 cards of the deck, you add 1 Machinamon to your hand, as well as 1 Machinamon in text to your hand, and then you bottom deck the remaining cards. Then you may link either this card or 1 Machinamon from your hand to any one of your Digimon. Now, the link effect in this case is that when it would be removed from the battle area, you can essentially remove the link, place it as the Digimon's bottom Digivolution card to prevent it from leaving. Right then, moving on to our champions then, so a full playset of Turbomon from EX11. When moving and when Digivolving, you may link 1 Machinamon from your hand or this Digimon's Digivolution cards to one of your Digimon without paying the cost. Your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon gets linked, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play 1 Unchained from your hand or trash without paying the cost. In this case, this Digimon comes with the inherited effect of Piercing, which goes really nicely with the level 6s and 7s in this deck. But we're also running a full playset of Mulemon from EX11, which has the exact same effects. So the on play and when Digivolving, again, you may link 1 Machinamon from your hand or its Digivolution cards to one of your Digimon without paying a cost. The your turn effect is exactly the same. You know, when this Digimon gets linked, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you play the Unchained from your hand or trash without paying the cost. And then with exception of the Piercing from the previous Digimon, the inherited effect for this one is Reboot. Moving on to our ultimate level Digimon then, so we have Maneuvermon from EX11. The when moving and when Digivolving in this case is you may play 1 Machinamon from your hand or this Digimon's link cards without paying the cost. Now, your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon gets linked, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then one of their Digimon can't unsuspend until their turn ends. The inherited effect is in all turns, once per turn, when this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle, this Digimon may unsuspend. And that goes kind of hand in hand really with the next levels. And then we're also running 4 copies of Mockingbird from EX11. The on play when Digivolving, you may play 1 Machinamon from your hand or this Digimon's link cards without paying the cost, similar to the maneuver. And then your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon gets linked, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less. The opponent's turn inherited effect is once per turn, but when one of your opponent's Digimon attack, you may change the attack target to this Digimon, making it very, very difficult to get around. Right then, moving on to our Mega level Digimon then. So in this case, it's 4 copies of Dalphamon from EX11. Comes with Vortex, on play when Digivolving and when attacking once per turn, suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, then one of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend until their turn ends. End of your turn effect once per turn, one of your other Digimon may Digivolve into a black Digimon card with Machinamon in its text from the hand without paying the cost. The inherited effect is a your turn, once per turn effect. When this Digimon gets linked, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then this Digimon may attack. Next up is Metatron from EX11. So blocker, on play when Digivolving, when attacking once per turn, Digivolve 2, one of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of their Digimon or Tamers can't Digivolve until their turn ends. End of your turn, once per turn. Now, one of your other Digimon may Digivolve into a green Digimon card with Machinamon in its text from the hand without paying the cost. The inherited effect is all turns, once per turn. When effects add to this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. Now for our boss monster of the deck, ExMaquinamon from EX11. It comes with Security Attack +1, Blocker, and Link +2. When Digivolving, if DNA Digivolving, you may link up to 3 Machinamon from your hand, trash, or this Digimon's Digivolution cards to this Digimon without paying the cost. End of your opponent's turn, once per turn. For each of this Digimon's link cards, trash your opponent's top security card and return one of their Digimon to the bottom of the deck. The card is insanely strong. Obviously, it takes a little bit of work to get to it, but once you get there, it's incredibly strong. As for Tamers, Unchained EX11 we're running 4 of. It's security effect, you play it without paying a cost. It is a memory setter. End of your turn, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into ExMaquinamon. Then this Tamer may mind link with one of your Digimon with Machinamon in its text. Now the all turns effect inherited is that whilst it's got Machinamon in its text, it can't have less than 1000 DP, and your opponent's effects can't trash any of the stacked cards. End of all turns, you may play one unchained from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. And then there's also 1 copy of Callboy from EX11. Now the on play is that essentially you're going to be revealing the top 3 cards of the deck, and instead of adding Omnimon or Omegamon, all you're going to be adding is a Liberator trait card and then bottom deck everything else. The main effect is that by returning this Tamer to the bottom of the deck, you may play 1 play cost 4 or higher Liberator trait card from your hand with the play cost reduced by 2. Security effect, you play it without paying the cost, but this is just a piece of spice Shane has added in to make sure that playing some higher level cards is actually reduced. And then lastly, we have 3 copies of Digimon Liberator from the promotional range. The main effect is revealing the top 3 cards of the deck. Add 1 card with a Liberator trait among them to your hand, and then return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Then you may play 1 card with a Liberator trait and a play cost of 3 or less from your hand without paying the cost. Similarly, the security effect for this card is simply activating that main effect. And the fact that you would always have a Liberator trait card in play, you can ignore the colour requirements. Right then, so the 50 card deck profile is now on the screen. So ExMaquinamon is proving to be all sorts of strong at this point in time. And a huge shout out for Shane for letting me showcase this deck on his behalf. And obviously even more so, another congratulations on the locals win as of late at the time of this recording. Now, the deck itself doesn't have too many other cards to be applied, so there really won't be too much to change in your own versions of the deck, if any, but it's obviously a very good deck. Overall, it's exceptionally strong once you get to that level 7, and it's an incredibly difficult card to get rid of if you are the opponent. But as always, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, by all means hit that little like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you all in the next one.